Welcome, everybody, and the warmest welcome to our guest, Matt Rawson. My name is Norma Eisern, and I am an Avatar Master. And today, I have a very special interview for all of us. All of us. We will have a little short talk with Matt Rawson, who went through a very challenging experience of his son Noah passing recently. As an Avatar Master too, he was able to use the Avatar tools to beautiful deal with this huge event. So to begin with, what is Avatar? So everybody knows and can follow us. So Avatar is a path created by Harry Palmer that starts with a course that teaches people how to live deliberately. What happened to start with?
Yeah. So my son was living in San Diego in an apartment, and he went to sleep, um, and a fire started in his apartment, and he was not able to get out. The smoke uh, knocked him out, and by the time the fire responders were able to get him out, his heart had stopped, and they weren't able to get his heart going again for over 60 minutes. Um, and so I got a call from the doctors that I needed to get out to San Diego as quickly as I could because uh, um, they didn't know how much longer he would be alive. Um, and so that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I hate to ask you, but how did you feel at that moment? What was going on for you, having this
So
shocking call?
it took everything in me when I was getting this phone call. I had this voice inside me saying, just pay attention to what she's telling you. Just pay attention because everything in me wanted to go away from the experience.
Mm-hmm. And what happened next?
So then when I got off the phone with the doctor, my first phone call was to my dad. And since she explained to me that his heart had stopped and they weren't able to get his heart going again for over 60 minutes, I knew only a miracle would bring Noah back. And so my first call was to my dad, and I told him what happened and asked him to pray for a miracle. And my second call was to a dear friend, an avatar trainer, Kathy, and I told her what happened and asked her to ask Harry to see what he could do to help with this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, my first response was to resist. I was in the shower getting ready, and I was just saying, God no, God no, God no. And then the whole way to San Diego, I was praying for a miracle because I knew only a miracle would bring him back. And um, by the time I landed, I was I received a voicemail with a recording of the doctor letting us know that with all the tests they had done, they had not found any brain function. And that's when I had to start accepting what had happened. And then I went to the hospital to be with my son. And I had the grace of being able to hold his hand for 8 hours and be with him and pray and talk to him and sing songs to him and tell him how much I loved him. And being able to hold his hand was such a grace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Understand. And you mentioned you called Kathy and you were asking. for a miracle to happen to, and Harry was one of the persons that you mentioned. Who is Harry, and how did the Avatar training help you prepare for such an event?
So Harry Palmer is the creator of the Avatar courses and the Avatar tools. And I started being an Avatar master in 2007. So I got this great grace to prepare for such an event through the Avatar training. And what the Avatar tools helped me to do was to be able to experience this experience without resistance. And I don't think I ever would have been able to do it without the Avatar training and the Avatar tools. And the very first day after Noah had passed, I did an Avatar exercise, and it helped me to ground, which means to get present in the present moment and be in my body. And uh, this time when I did this exercise, I was guided with another Avatar master, and I what this grounding exercise did was tune me like a guitar. And what I mean is, I was I as I did the exercise, I was grieving as I did it, and also becoming willing to experience every aspect of this massive experience. And that was such a powerful result from this one Avatar exercise. And I became willing to start feeling all of it, an aspect at a time, uh, and not resist it, which is very powerful, because there's this line that says, do not resist what is, because you'll create additional suffering. And so, one, I used that line to say to myself, this is what is, Noah passing. This is what is. And I had to bring myself to this moment and this reality. And that helped an awful lot. And the grounding exercise really helped me to become willing to start feeling.
Mm-hmm. Wow. From the other side, it's hard to, to feel such an experience, like going through that. And you're explaining, your experience, and it's really amazing. So, can you tell us more about, the will you had to, like, the courage, the what could you say to the listeners, that help you with this training?
So um, I have a great reference point in me that the avatar exercises work. I've done so many exercises and had incredible results of many, many life issues. And so I had that within me already, that experience that these tools are so powerful, they work, and um, when you use them, you can handle so many life things. And uh, being able to use the avatar tools on such a huge experience showed me that avatar exercises can handle any size creation, any size
Wow.
life event. Um, and so I had this reference point already that I can use the tools for anything difficult in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the training for many, many years. And the biggest thing that Avatar has taught me is that it reawakened my ability to feel, and to feel without resistance. And the other side of this massive event is also grace. I had a complete willingness to feel without resistance. And I started on the first day, and I started feeling, I started grieving, and just letting it flow out of my heart. And then I would grieve and weep, and then and then it would pass, and that piece was over, and there would be many pieces to come. And then my next intuition was to get some food and then to be in service to everyone else that was grieving. And this is another beautiful aspect that Avatar taught me, the importance of being in service to others. And it's not only a beautiful thing to do, but it also helps you with such a difficult thing. When you're in service to others, you integrate a lot of what you need to integrate with such an experience. And it was so beautiful to get into service to others and support others. Um, and it helps you so much to integrate your grief.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know about our listeners, but I can feel a peace in within you, like while you're talking, and it feels incredible. Like, wow, after this experience, feeling you like that, it's a gift to all of us, because death is death. There's a lot of like judgments around death, loss. The biggest loss you can go through is the loss of a son, or so. Could you imagine yourself like how people deal with that?
Well, one thing I can say is I asked for help and support. I asked Harry for support, and you know, Kathy, the trainer I work with, and I really felt the support. And I think that I received a tremendous amount of grace to start to experience this experience, which I think gave me all the willingness I needed. And the Avatar tools um, had trained me to be able to feel and experience. And so then I started feeling and I started experiencing this massive event. Um, and yeah, that's I don't know what to say right now, but that's my answer for that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And
one thing,
mhm.
one thing that was amazing too, you talked about death, and the word death and the word die has such a finality to it and such a sense of separation. And a few days uh, after this happened, um, I, I did another avatar exercise, and I had an amazing realization that Noah changed form, that he didn't die. He let go of his body died, but he is spirit, and I'm spirit, you're spirit, and we're in our body. And he let go of his body and he's fully spirit. And it also showed me that he's with me. And this gave me such an awesome consolation. I didn't feel this tremendous sense of separation. And I also could see, I don't like this word die, because it just creates a concept of separation. And I don't feel him separate from me. I feel him with me. And I love that. I feel connected to him. And so having this realization gave me incredible consolation. And so I'm very grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And you mentioned like in different moments that the trainers and the what can you say about the support you received throughout this experience?
I think, uh, you know, right away, I asked for support. And the Avatar Sangha, which is the entire network all over the world, um, uh, that's that's what they do. Is they are loving, precious humanity, and that's what they do. Is support people to awaken and to be able to have tools that can help them deal with their life. And an Avatar master is also trained how to be there for others. And um, Harry and the trainers, um, they dedicated the course that they were doing to me and to my family. to support us to get through this. And I totally felt the support. I felt so much love and so much grace. I've never felt so loved in all my life. And that love and support was coming from the Avatar Network, my family, people all over the world praying. It was an incredibly supportive environment to go through this experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel now being on this path, being an avatar master? Like something has changed, or you can see it from another perspective.
You know, as difficult an event as this is, there's been so much grace in this event. As hard as it is, um, you grieve. I've come to see that grieving is a very natural process. I feel like it's love coming out of your heart and flowing. And it doesn't need to be resisted. You just feel it, you just experience it, and it passes. And then more pieces come, more waves come. Um, but as soon as this happened, I felt Noah was teaching me very important life lessons. It's amazing how suffering can open your heart. I feel like my heart has been opened so much in this difficult suffering. And and now I want to be in service to others. I want to love others as much as I can. And these are pretty miraculous changes that have taken place that um, I was always wanting to get to and didn't know how to get to. And I think my training in Avatar helped me to not resist this, but to really lean into it. And I think because of it, I'm also having these amazing realizations about life that we create separation between each other, between people who have passed, the spiritual world, and we don't need to create this. We can um, maybe recognize our oneness, recognize that there actually isn't separation except what we create. And I feel so supported by all that is. And I feel um, like I've been introduced to what love is and supporting others and being in service at a much deeper level. And I'm actually super grateful for this experience because of the amazing awarenesses that have come through this difficult experience.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Thank you for sharing with all of us your experience. It's amazing to get to hear that. Maybe knowing that Noah passed like December. It's a month, you know, and you went through this, and you can talk like you're talking about the experience. Wow, I mean, I'm sure like all the listeners here, I just have great admiration for your process. So, is there anything else that you like to add? Maybe some, I don't know if you got some, training from Noah too, like lessons that you want to share.
The thing I would say is um, this is what Avatar is about, is for you to return to who you really are, to live from your heart, to be in service to others, and to fully experience this life. And I feel grateful to be able to do this. And I want to be, I want to make the most of the rest of this life, the rest of the time I have left to um, help touch the lives of others as much as I can.
Hmm. Is Matt's life or Mike before this and after this changed?
Yeah, I think it's a complete transformation from, I feel like I was on a good track, but this was such a super awakening of what's really important and what's not really important, and to love precious humanity.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that, there's some listeners that, I mean, we all went through losses and, grieving somehow. This is a major one, but do you have any suggestion or anything you would like to say to people that are going through difficult times right now?
Yeah, yeah, I think one of the things that can help you so much is if you become aware that you're resisting it, let go of your resistance. Be with what is, be with your experience as much as you're able to. Take the Avatar course, it'll help you greatly to be with what is and experience your life experiences. And you will get great integration, great understanding, great awareness. And this life can be everything that you would like it to be.
Mm-hmm. Great. And I I think there's an upcoming course that you're going to be, delivering Avatar to people that could be interested. So, do you have the dates that you want to share, and also maybe your cell phone, your? I mean, we can leave it here on the,
Mm-hmm.
the caption,
Yeah,
but I'm sure that there's a lot of people that start to be interested, and there's info hours, free sessions that they can start to explore.
yeah, yeah. There is a course coming up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a course starting January 31st and ends February 9th. And that is on Zoom. And there's also a course in Barcelona in person starting on March 7th. And my cell number is 720-220-6625. You can contact me directly or message me if you'd like to um, try some exercises and do the course. It's a 9-day course. It's amazing. And if it speaks to you, come and do it.
Great. So we're gonna leave also the website here, that people can see, the details. Thank you so much for sharing your contact, and I hope that just like me, we really really enjoyed this interview, and headed to finish, but maybe it's gonna be part two. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Really
Norma.
appreciate.